Evan, we didn't play our old intro video that doesn't have Chris's name on it. Hey, everybody. Who do we...
And I'm completely fine with that.
Yeah. Honestly, the reason I've never updated it is because I lost the original files, so I can't update it.
And why create a new one?
Yeah. Right? Who do we have some amazing gentlemen with me today. To my right, we have... I guess you're both to my right. To my right on the top.
Oh, yeah, Jordan from Tabatabub.
And Braveboys Beyond, the sister channel.
And Bubba and Upscale Audio YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're like a grandmother saying, "Here's my bubby. There's a Tabatabub, and there's my bubby."
Yeah.
And on the bottom, and below me we have, and also we have Chris. Chris, where are you from?
Where am I from? Apparently a lot of things right now. I am the co-host of Marvel Alliance, which you can find on every podcast stream, just searching for Marvel Alliance.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and I gotta say, bone to pick, when we were on the Jeopardy stream, which, yes, you cheated your way to a win.
How did you cheat away to a win? I have a problem with this word of cheating in the sense of it was open web stuff of which you started doing too. So don't
Yeah, no, I'm just worse at cheating. But I was like, is he gonna mention our show? And he didn't.
I didn't.
Yeah, you didn't mention.
Well, no, I didn't because I'm still getting used to this. It's I'll get there once it starts becoming more my routine. It will be mentioned.
We're really on week 2.
Week two. We're still working out the kinks. Come on, geez, we can't be perfect at first.
We didn't even have an intro for this one.
I'll make an intro, but we already got some people in the chat. We got Labruski, who is returning to the hobby after about 6 months away. We got Ryan Bragg, my favorite person with the last name Bragg, and yes, that's a slam at Jess. And then we have the heart and soul of comic book YouTube, Chris Balga, and Labruski saying hi. So There we go. I mean, I'm proud that people are here because I know there's another stream you could be on, but why see the whole month of collected editions when you can just see a week?
And we are going it out early, and that is my fault because my network, Geekverse, is doing a 24-hour charity stream to benefit BC Children's Hospital. I'll put that link right in the chat. This is the eighth year. This is the 8th year of the network doing it and raising funds for the Children's Hospital. Whoop. Doesn't post. Failed to post. Bummer.
James can link it, and I'll add it.
James can link it. But anyways, so the goal is $2,500. A lot of stretch goals, including some members shaving their head. That is not me. And shaving beards into different, more humorous things. Doing bad karaoke is another one. So yeah, they started at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and the other reason we're going early is that we've got a trivia battle that I'm taking part in at 4 p.m. So in an hour. So
yeah, and you got to keep your winning streak going, right?
Yeah,
I do. But the good thing is, it's not me. I'm on a team, so I could always blame others at that point if we lose.
Do you think the questions will be more forgiving than on the Jeopardy stream?
I have no idea, just because some of the people who are creating the questions saying I've got some tough ones, I've got some easy ones in there, but again, level of difficulty, that's in the eye of the beholder. Except when it comes to Dom, when they created thinking there was going to be some other people, and I end up getting the Doctor Who question just out of the dark.
I like how I got the Lars question right though. Which issue of a DC comic did he make a cameo in? I can't believe I remember.
Hey, can I
that
take
story.
DC for 500?
Yeah, DC for 500.
Is DC for 500 available?
Oh my god, that was the running joke because I was it me that forgot it, so I kept.
No, it was me that forgot it.
Okay, I think according to them, they found a way to show what had been selected already. You know, and apparently I don't need to be the buzzer anymore. But
that was tough though, because even when he said we could use it as open web at that point, it was like it's hard to buzz in and look at the same time. Some of those
questions were hard to cheat on. It was like, what's this lost media you'll never find? And I was like, how am I going to Google that? You know, or like the thing I didn't even know what to Google. Like, what was the first DC crossover? Wonder Woman 17? Or James, what was the answer? That was the one that like threw me for a loop.
In all fairness, I said the same one that Jake was thinking, which was Flash Between Worlds. Yeah.
There we go. The extra live stream link and donation.
I'm trying to post it in through.
Oh, you know what it is? Do private chat it to me and I'll post it.
Okay.
Because you can't post links if you're not a mod.
Gotcha. There we go.
Wow. You can be
That's
on the
okay.
show, but you can't be a mod.
I'll make you a mod.
Oh.
Unless that's too much power.
I don't know what power that crazy.
Oh my god!
Look at that!
It
It
just
boom,
came,
boom, boom, boom,
came
everywhere.
in as everything.
So even at the very least, if no amount is too low, but if you can't, we know times are tough. Even just retweeting it out, posting about it, that just spreads it around. So just thank you and tune in. A lot of fun getting ready to happen.
That's the one time I've heard someone spread it around and it's like a good thing. You know, usually it's like a sickness. Speaking of something sick though, OPB has a massive sale.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Is that a good segue?
That is a very good segue. Very good
Great
transition.
segue.
133 DC Omnis Absolutes. I didn't even put it in, but box sets too.
Yeah.
52% off. Honestly, I can't believe in my copy for the caption, I didn't talk about like the new 52 or something like that. Like that's such a fitting. I don't think he intentionally made it 52 because of the connotation with DC. I think it just was the sale, you know?
Hey, you know what? I think, you know what we think we should do? I think we should show what those lovely books look like.
We should. So let me,
you know, just to help the viewers.
Woo.
Yeah.
There we go.
So some of these books like Golden Age Wonder Woman you think it's 48, but it's really 46 when you get $2 off with code Braveboys.
There you go.
Yeah. I thought it was Wonder Woman number 59.
I thought it was
my favorite.
Why is Gamora? Why is
Gamora? Gail Simone. I mean, honestly, look, you could go with that Omni, or you could go with this finest edition, which doesn't collect as much, I think.
Not oversized either.
Yeah, and not hardcover.
Yeah.
Jake is not good at selling this right now.
Yep.
Oh, come on, man.
It doesn't have this, doesn't have this, but it's new.
That's why you should buy the Omni, because this cover price is $30. Oh, it's $40. So for $6 more, you get the full run, you get the oversized and the hardcover, and DC will never send us books again.
And that was the one and only time WildC.A.T.S ever worked with DC. Thank you.
Yes, exactly. It was fun.
Yeah. I wanted to post a photo on Instagram, but I forgot. I didn't remember what all the rules were, so I didn't want to get in trouble off the bat. But speaking of off the bat, there's Batman Black and White box set. So that Omni's been out of print for so long, and who knows if it's ever coming back. Right?
It's out of print? Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and wasn't that like not a popular box book Omni?
I mean, I like it because it's cool because the amount. It's it's an anthology kind of thing, so it's kind of like artists and writers just getting those quick little vignettes into it.
That's nice. I mean, I also like things like that because you don't have to read the full book. You can just read the little vignettes, little micro reads.
Mm-hmm.
Jake,
exactly.
Nothing is more disheartening than seeing my whale and your whale both on the list. 7 Soldiers by Grant Morrison and Batman Eternal.
Hey, I am happy that I didn't. I mean, okay, Chris is the person I can thank for getting me to stop buying out of print books.
Hey, that's why it says rational buying since 1984.
But yeah, Jordan has he rarely buys books out of print, but someone was selling 7 Soldiers used for about cover, and then the next week the reprint got announced.
Yeah.
That's thanks to you.
Yep. He did
You're
that for us.
For all those people that wanted 7 Soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
There's Watchmen. There we go.
Yeah. That'd be my top pick to get.
That book will never go out of print, so you never have to worry about that.
And it'll just keep coming back into print at a higher cover price. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna live to the time to see that book as a cover price of $200. I bet.
I think $225. I think that'll be and then that's it for me.
Batman Adventures is awesome. If anyone hasn't read that, I loved Batman Adventures. And then DC's
Green Lantern Corp.
right? I sold Jordan. I offered to give it to him, but he paid me my Green Lantern Corps just because I don't have the space to collect every Green Lantern thing ever, you know.
But you do have space to hold his Radiant Black hostage.
I gave it to him. I gave it to him after I swatted a spider with it in the Jeopardy live stream.
He did do that.
It's somewhere in this ginormous stack of books that
Goodness.
no longer have shelf space anymore.
You know, nobody really stacks symmetrical books like that. I was told in a movie once. It had Peter Venkman and Harold Ramis in it, so you know.
We got our dear friend Comic Book Report. Just wanted to pop in and say hi, OPB fans.
Hi.
Let's go with these sales. So, chat, let us know if there's anything you guys are picking up from the sale.
And Jake, how long does this sale last?
Well, the sale is 133 books, 52% off until November 8th. And I'm not going to say that that's better in every way, shape, and form than a competitor sale that has 120 books off that at 50% until November 6th. But I didn't say that. No one said that. We are, we're punching above the belt today. All I know is that our sale is 52% off, 133 books, free shipping, unlike that competitor, and 2 days longer.
And here's the thing for those that get worried when you see it's in the sale and it says back order, you can still get it. It just will take about 1 to 2 weeks to get from the distributor. So if you see it and it's still in the sale, you buy it. You just got to wait a week or two and you will get it. It is not sold. Yeah. The only way you can't get it is if you hover over it says sold out. Yeah, then it's gone from the warehouse.
What I told someone today when they asked me, is it normal that they sell so many back ordered books? I said, what's normal is they actually tell you what's back ordered. Mm-hmm. Other competitors say everything's in stock, but you never know. You buy a book that's not a new release and you wait 5 weeks for your book. At least they're upfront and tell you.
Yeah, and even a peek behind the curtain, like how warehouses run, and say like OPB has to like not just fulfill order for pre-orders, but a lot of people buy new release week and can't pre-order. They can't commit the money at that point. So they also have to guesstimate based on the popularity of pre-orders and talking with some people to see how much extra they should order. And sometimes it works out, and other times it's kind of sitting there. So that means that's overhead that they've got to move fast and sometimes possibly sell at a loss to get rid of it.
Yeah. And I mean, oh my God, did you guys see the price of that? $48 for, where did it go? $48 for Superman Absolute for all seasons. That is such a treat of a book right here.
Oh yeah. And it's very unique in the sense of the kind of construction of the hardbound, because it's got that kind of that canvas feel, very similar to what they did with Swamp Thing, but that was kind of a mossy feel. But you're right, the canvas and the art on the hardcover, oh my goodness, they did a great job with that.
I think we all had that because I bought it and JP didn't know I bought it, so he sent it to me because he takes care of me with the absolutes. And I was like, do you want me to ship it back to you? And he was like, no, I gave it to Jordan. So
yeah, now it's on the top shelf, my absolute shelf that's almost full.
Yeah, and then do we have any books that we got this week that we want to show off? Anything that we collected?
I'll show mine off next week because mine's currently on its way. Should be here.
Yes,
Tuesday.
I actually told JP I would pay him money if I got my copy before Chris did.
Did you pay him money?
No. Well, actually, no. I did pay for the book. But
I figured you paid for the book. I was like, man.
My copy comes in on Tuesday.
I don't mind. I know the book is coming, and that's all I care about.
He was nice enough to overnight it to me so that I could be the first one in our niche to, we could be the first one.
And you put that video out within, 6 hours?
Yeah, it was like I did read the book. I read the book early digitally, and then Jordan came over. We
read the book digitally.
Maybe I sailed some seas to read the book digitally.
I'm about to say.
I mean, you're right. Years ago, decades ago. Yes, sorry. So we filmed it. We took the thumbnail photo. As we were importing the footage, we made the thumbnail, and then we edited it. Jordan got to color grade it. We exported it, and I was just like, you know what? I'm posting it tonight. I probably won't help the video to post it at 10 o'clock at night, but at least we'll be first, so.
You posted it up through all the channels. It'll get the views, and it did.
It will get the views. But speaking of not being first, We will be second on the DC Finest. So they were nice enough to send us all 5 of the upcoming DC Finest of the first waves, 2 of which we'll talk about as new books for the week. And I'm very excited to read them. Some of them I've read before. Wait. Bunk slander. Jake reads a book before doing an overview. Isn't the 2024 way of asking ChatGPT what happened in the story?
No, Bunk. The what you use ChatGPT for is to put it in and tell them how to write a better movie than things, and always ask for the post-credit scene because there's always a shadowy figure in the background during their post-credit scene. It's quite funny.
That's hilarious. I didn't know.
I know. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I had ChatGPT. I say because the one I have remembers everything about me from all of our interactions, and I said roast me as specifically as you can.
And what did it come up with?
One of them said like it basically said that like I juggle too many channels. Like I'm into a lot of hobbies, but don't really care about any of them. I spend more time organizing books than reading them.
Jake I organize his books.
And then it said I can't make a video without 10 different thumbnails. Yeah, it just went on and on. And then how does the corner of Jordan's desk not collapse from the sheer weight of those books?
I noticed that.
To it alone.
Quadruple reinforced. I don't know.
Speaking of quadruple reinforced, OPP has new packaging coming soon.
Can't promise that it's quadruple reinforced, but new packaging coming.
Have it? Yeah. Oh my God. Bunk hit me with a roast, like a private roast just between me, him, and Jordan that I was like aghast. It was, yeah. But speaking of new releases, let's go into the new releases for the week.
Let
me see.
And gently caress that
Jake,
that like button.
The Road. This is the one book I picked up this week. The graphic novel adaptation of.
Oh, you like that?
Of the novel and the movie.
So it was a book originally. Then they made a movie. And now we have a graphic novel adaptation. I'm going to assume of the book, not the movie.
Yeah. I wouldn't plan on it being an uplifting read.
Oh, no, it's not. I've both read and watched the movie.
Oh, good. I was about to say, I said, yeah, if you haven't, you're in for
Should I read it if I have daddy issues?
Sure.
Will it help me or hurt me?
Only one way to find out, bud.
I mean, Jordan might give you the book and just throw it at you, so you're already starting off with hurt.
It wasn't. I didn't throw it at him. I threw it at a spider on the ground. There's a difference. Have you guys never swatted a spider with a collected edition?
No.
You could probably kill a mouse with that Sin City.
You could. That's a home defense system.
It is.
Up first, we have the amazing Spider-Man Epic Collection, Web of Life, Web of Death. Now, if you are watching this on the OPB channel, you should see some of these products linked down below. So you can just click on it, and add it to your cart if you want to. But this looks like it's the Clone Saga stuff. I see my boy Ben Reilly.
Oh, yeah. You gotta love the clones. Clones are good.
Which growing up early 2000s,
I've heard horrible and good things about this run.
Nostalgic.
Sorry, what'd you say, Jordan?
Growing up in the early 2000s, nostalgic to see Ben Reilly.
Oh, just in that classic look with the hoodie.
Yeah.
We got our boy saying The Road is the best comic of the year.
Hell yeah. Makes me look forward to reading it.
And Bunk saying, I love the book of The Road, but man, it took a little while to get into. Hated the punctuation in that book.
Cormac McCarthy.
So Chris, have you actually read the clone stuff? Because that was like you were collecting during that time.
Yeah, that's my era. Yeah, it's one of those where it starts off good, and then they got in over their head and didn't know how to end it. So if you want a more simplified version of the Clone Saga, there's a kind of a 6-issue run called the that basically was their kind of original quick pitch for it. So
this Epic, do you know if it's like the beginning of the Clone Saga, the end of the Clone Saga? Like, because I know it can't be the whole Clone Saga since it's not an Omni.
I'm leaning towards the middle of it because I don't think it's the beginning.
Okay. Well, who's that guy that they're fighting? It looks like a Green Lantern.
Oh, that's the Jackal.
That's
he has He dabbles in clones. We'll just say that.
Very, very
Is he that
important to the
big,
story.
or is that just not drawn to scale?
I think that's to make it seem bigger than life because he
It's a
kind of
comic
book
rules the
cover.
roost.
Yeah.
That's like when I Photoshop myself with a haul on a thumbnail and I make the books way bigger than they would be in real life. Nice. Moving on. We have Assassin's Apprentice, which I thought was a Robin Hood story, and then I realized the author's name was Robin Hobb and has nothing to do with Robin Hood. But it kind of looks like that one PlayStation game Brothers or something. Or like I feel like I've seen that person's face on a PlayStation game before.
So I had to do some research on this just for the stream itself, but this is an adaptation from the Farseer trilogy, which is written by Robin Hobb.
Yeah,
Do you think
and
he just Oh, you
go ahead. No, go.
I was gonna say, do you think he had to write medieval stuff because his name was so close to Robin Hood?
Oh yeah.
Like he felt pigeonholed into a medieval fantasy story.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, the cover just evokes it right at that point. But with going back to Spider-Man, it's called the Spider-Man: The Real Clone Saga. It's 6 issues. So it's basically the condensed version in the sense of it's based off what they wanted to have happen in just a more condensed form. So
nice. Honestly, I'd rather read 6 issues than 4 Omnis.
No, you must read 4 Omnis to truly appreciate everything that is Ben Reilly.
That's right.
I mean, you have to.
How did you feel about his treatment in Across the Spider-Verse? Were you a fan, or did you think he needed?
I was okay with it. I'm not a fan of his treatment right now going on in comics. This whole Chasm stuff really, no. What did you do to my boy?
They massacred your boy.
They
I've
did.
never read Ben Reilly stuff, but I always thought he was the coolest suit in the first Spider-Man movie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, like I said, that hoodie, that's classic. I mean, I'm not against the, when he does, spoilers, take over as Spider-Man, the updated what he does with the suit. It's just that suit doesn't scream Ben Reilly. That with the hoodie that's synonymous with Ben Reilly. That hoodie.
That and
what
the
is he
ankle
keeping?
pouches.
Yeah, what does he keep in the ankle pouch? Is he like a middle-aged dad with a cell phone?
It's called the 90s. Lot of leg belts, lot of extra, pouches all over the body.
And then
see Rob Liefeld.
We got 007 saying Spider-Man versus Man-Bat, the Marvel DC crossover. We're not supposed to remember. Why would that actually be a fun crossover?
I'm sure it was thought about.
Because he could, like, while he's flying, he could web him, and pull along. Moving on, something I have read, Batman Eulogy. This isn't the Elegy. Thank you. I did the best I could. Let's start over. Batman Elegy. What does the word elegy mean? I've heard the word eulogy.
Read it and find out.
I think I've read this, but it was so long ago. It was like
I was telling the listeners and viewers to read it, not you.
Then it says, been years since I came anywhere near FOMO, but I splurged and paid full retail on DC versus Marvel Omnibus today. Getting really tough here to find in Sweden. Got the Jim Lee variant, which is what I got and what Chris got.
Mm-hmm.
Got George Perez coming in, so
you can't go wrong with either. You really can't.
Both are phenomenal covers.
Mm-hmm. I wish they would have kept it unwrapped. That would have looked so rad. I remember that's her sister, right? That was like missing, right?
Yes.
Or am I okay?
The
book came out in how long ago? Not 2024. Okay, I was gonna say it came out in 1937.
Yeah,
that's when Detective Comics came out. But is this all the stuff that Rucka and Williams did before Rucka left the book? Because
what do you mean? What do you mean?
There was an Omni, right, with Rucka and Williams on Batwoman?
Yeah, that's the whole collection. This is just
yeah. But didn't Greg Rucka leave and J.H. Williams took over the writing?
I believe so.
Okay. You can't go wrong with J.H. Williams' art. It is like mind bending.
Outstanding. Jake
honestly,
showed me his Sandman.
I felt like this would be an absolute that would be rad. But yeah, this is, I think, just a trade.
Yeah.
Why is it going weird? Okay, and then we have Captain America: Secrets of Poison, and he's looking all American on that cover. He's looking He's looking stout.
Got part of the Mark Grunwald run.
That Omnibus just came out, right? Or recently? Wasn't that a recent Omnibus?
I know it's. I didn't know if it's been released yet. I think it might have been. Yeah.
Oh, okay. But yeah, this is an Epic collection, which is what I feel like this is competing with. Do you guys own any Epics? I've never bought an Epic before.
I've owned a handful too. It's mostly gap fillers.
Yeah. It always was weird to me how they released out of order. Like, I felt like, didn't they like jump around in the chronologically of the stories?
Yeah, you might get like volume 5 and then 20, and yeah, they release. They're not always gonna come out one through whatever, but typically for epics, they try to contain it within a story, so you could technically pick up any of them, and just start reading it.
So it's like arc fillers.
Yeah, and the first volume of the Mark Grunwald run is out, and you can purchase both covers at OPB.
Hey, and yeah, so that should be fun. Chat, let us know if there's anything you guys have picked up this last week or anything from this next week you guys are looking forward to. I know that the ones from last week that are shipping to us right now are the absolute Death of the Family, which I'm pumped to see how that slipcase looks in person. The Kate's Thor, and then I think that whatever X-Men one came out last week, it was what Executioner. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Extinction. You're right. Extinction.
Yeah, Extinction.
Yeah.
It's actually pronounced Elegy, not Elegy Agenda. So this book, which you'll see right here,
Jake has to make sure that every book gets in the shot first.
I mean, you might want to make yourself. Just get that live footage. I mean, we got the picture there. We got you there. I mean, you got to see it. Can we can actually put in, if you get your face close enough to the computer, OPB has now put on this stream through the Brave and the Boys smell-o-vision. So you can actually smell the book as Jake holds it up to the screen. Smell that new book smell. Can you smell Batman? Can you smell how good year 2 is? Because it's amazing.
Can you smell the excitement on Jason Todd as he's the new Robin?
What's your opinion on year 2?
I like year 2. I don't hate. I've read far worse Batman tales in year 2. And plus,
do you love it as much as Omar?
I wouldn't say I love it as much as Omar necessarily, but I do like it.
Yeah.
Jake brought this up as a joke one point, but I'm more than happy if this ever was to happen. I would like Omar to sign my copy of my deluxe year 2.
Yes, I want him to sign next to the Ollie sticker.
He loves it more than Mike Barr loves it.
That's one I still need to get as a deluxe edition of that.
So this says, let's see, Batman year 1 and 2 covers the Dark Knight's adventures after Crisis on Infinite Earths continuity resets from 1986 to 1987, collects Batman 401, 412, Annual 11, and Detective Comics 568 through 579. So I know this has year 1 in it, obviously, and then it has obviously year 2, but there's other stuff too, right? Like there's Jason Todd stuff in here.
Yeah.
I mean, the one that has second chances in it, or is that the other Batman one coming out?
Second chances. That's what I'm looking for. Not year 2. Second chances in deluxe. If that ever does. I think it's only been in a trade.
Yeah.
And I paid through the nose for that trade because I wanted to put it with my Cape Crusaders. You have the full run of Dark Knight Detectives and Cape Crusaders, right?
Yeah, I do. Yes.
Dang. Hell yeah.
Yes. And that's why I need second chances, because it does not collect that.
Yeah.
So second chances collects Batman issue 402, 403, 408 through 416, and annual number 11.
Hold on. I think one of the upcoming Finest editions is going to have
second chances. Yeah,
let me pull it up right now.
Okay.
Rad. So, Chris, the way that Jake and I broke it up is Jake has all of Cape Crusader. Okay. I have all of Dark Knight Detective.
That way we can just share.
And I never thought, like, when they started coming out, I was like, okay, well, this is what for me to get everything. What I thought at the time was, post-crisis, and I didn't realize how in demand they became when they went out of print and never came back. I was like, shoot, I've got some strong collector's items until they go into Omni.
What was the second chances story that you needed? The what Batman issues?
No, I just need the second chances, the arc. So hold on, it is issues 402, 403, and 408 to 416, and annual number 11.
Well, this has 401 through 412. That's most of that, right?
Okay, so that's about half of it. Yeah,
And
it's a little over than half.
The other Batman one coming out is The Killing Joke and Other Stories, which has 413 through 422, and then Detective Comics 580 through 589, and Son of the Demon 1.
So it's only missing then at that point annual number 11. So yeah, those two will collect the second chances arc.
Hell yeah.
So that will be fun. Yeah, I'm excited to dive into it. The other finest edition we're getting is Superman, the First Superhero, and I've always loved how stressed this guy looks on the cover.
My car, what is he doing to my car?
That's
I know, because look, there's nobody in the car, right? Like, it's not like there's someone in there and he's safe, but it does look like he's smashing the car.
I've seen Jake make that face a couple of times at work.
It's me when I check my bank account, bro.
And he realizes, where'd all that money go? Went to all those Criterions.
I only bought one before the sale.
That's what they say. They only buy one. It's like Pringles. You can't eat just one.
Yeah. So this one collects Superman, the First Superhero, collects all the Man of Steel's earliest adventures. So Action Comics 1 through 25, Superman 1 through 5, and New York World's Fair Comics number 1.
I mean, I'm impressed in the sense of I know they've done trades like this, but to put all that in a, I guess, slightly more affordable run just to have it, because correct me if I'm wrong, is it normal trade size or is it smaller?
It is normal trade size, but
okay.
it's thicker. Like, so it's
like
this is, yeah.
So how did they reformat it? Because those comics are larger than a traditional book. So is there like extra space on the top and bottom?
Yeah, I think so. Let me pull up one.
Goodness gracious, putting Batman year 1 and year 2 is like mixing dog poop with ice cream sundae.
Have you seen the Frank Miller Dark Knight Returns Absolute? It's the same thing.
I would have paid extra to not have.
I'm okay with it. I'm looking at them right now. Dark Knight 3, and then that one little trade that's a follow-up to Dark Knight 3.
Dude, I so want somehow for them to figure it out to put Golden Child.
That's it, the Golden Child. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I want Golden Child in Absolute. That way I can have everything in Absolute. Because
right now, what about Superman Year 1? You don't have Superman Year 1.
We don't talk about that.
Yeah, you really don't want to talk about it.
I want to see him and the Mermaid in Absolute Edition.
Oh,
yeah.
No, you don't.
Choices were made.
So, are you like Chris? Are you interested in any of the finest editions? Like, if it's a gap filler for you,
I might. Now that you say that it's going to collect basically everything except for Annual 11, I might pick up both of those as the gap filler just to have it for second chances. Even though, technically it'd be double dipping. I bet second chances is way cheaper now because they're recollecting everything. I bet the prices have plummeted. I'll check eBay right now while you're moving forward.
We're moving along, yeah. Then we have Elseworlds Batman Volume 3, which collects Batman Brotherhood of the Bat, Batman Dark Knight of the Round Table 1 through 2, Batman Night Gallery, Batman Masque. I don't know how to say that, and Batman Scar of the Bat.
It's just straight it's Masque.
Okay. Mm-hmm. This looks edgy.
I've read Brotherhood of the Bat. I've read Night Gallery, Masque, and Scar of the Bat. Out of this group, Brotherhood of the Bat is a really cool story. And you get to see that the 3 Batman at the bottom, like, you get crazy with how many different costumes he's come up with. There is someone who is linked to Batman's lineage that comes back to come back to the cave. And Batman Scar of the Bat is putting Batman kind of in the kind of Al Capone era.
That's
Chris
rad.
Is selling me on this book.
I think it's half of like him what he says about the book, but the other half is his voice when he says it.
Yeah, the Brotherhood of the Band.
But
I have some of those in the original prestige format because that's how those Elseworlds came out.
Let's hit a couple of these comments. Corban Hideout, we are also glad you made it. It would not have been the same without you. And we have Off My Shelf saying, I'm refusing to buy the Absolute. I would pay double for just Dark Knight Return. It's not oversized, but a cool collection if you want some good Frank Miller all in one book without what you don't want is the Batman Frank Miller collection. So it has Year One, it has Dark Knight Returns, and then Batman, what's the Christmas one he did? Yeah, Batman, is it Noel? And you get a little ribbon and it looks cool. But I feel like that's a fun collection.
Yeah, there's not many listings for Second Chance. There's only 2 right now.
What's it going for?
One has a buy it now for $179, so that's a hard no. And then
how much you buy my copy for?
Well, we can talk about that offline.
I'm just kidding, man. But I'll take care of you if you want it, man. I don't have any interest in. I don't know. I don't collect trade paperbacks much anymore unless it's a finest edition now. Moving on. Chris's favorite, for better or for worse, the complete library edition, volume 9.
This is where it gets real. This is where Jaws joins the family, and then you get a special appearance from Alf, and they date. I have no idea.
Can you name every character on this book cover?
Yeah, that's Grandma. That's Grandma's buddy Fran.
That's Grandma's Stacey. Roommate. That's Grandma's roommate.
That's Stacy. That's Jim. Together. That's Tara, Lisa, and that's Fido. And that's Fido Part 2. They didn't get creative with the names. They just got lazy after a while.
Part 2 the bunny or the dog?
No, that's called Fido Part 2: The Revenge. So.
Electric Fido Ado. I have the deluxe slipcase of the 4 issues hardcover bound. That's rad.
That is
the
cool.
Absolute Year One all the way. Then Absolute Year One all the way. You or up the ante and go artist edition of Year One.
I still love you in that photo where you're literally sitting on your couch. That book is about as tall as you.
I'm acting like I'm reading it on the couch, and it's like towering over me.
I think it might be bigger than My Extremity Kickstarter signature edition. I mean, it's built like an artist edition, but I think yours is still bigger.
Can you read me the solicitation for this volume 9 of For Better or For Worse?
Yes.
As dramatically as possible?
As dramatically as possible. I thought my humor of naming all the names was good enough. All right. So For Better or For Worse, here we go. The For Better or For Worse saga comes to an end in this final volume that finishes collecting Lynn Johnson's comic strip masterpiece. A fire at Michael and Dina's apartment building leaves their family without a place to stay, and this coincides with John's retirement and desire to downsize their house. April takes one last summer trip to the farm and gets a job as a veterinary clinic. And finally, the entire cast comes together for the wedding of the century of Elizabeth and Anthony. The volume collects every strip from July 20th, 2006 to the series conclusion on August 30th, 2008, plus all of the new strips created for the second run in newspapers.
Wow. That actually... That sounds dramatic, but also like there's too many characters for me to emotionally invest in them. You know what I mean? But also like if they have to move back into the house, but they're downsizing, what are they gonna do? Read and find out.
In the final volume.
It also bugs me that they didn't plan it out to have enough for 10 volumes. Like it just seems awkward to me, you know?
Because back in 2008, they were worried about that.
Yeah, they were worried about how many library editions in 2024. There would be.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, moving on. I mean, I don't think we can top that. Chat, let us know. Are you going to be picking up For Better, For Worse? Are you completing your collection, or are you stopping at Library Edition Volume 8?
And if you're just buying at Volume 9 due to my reading of it, please just boost my ego and he's type.
Yes. Moving on, we have. I'm pumped for this book. Green Lantern, Green Arrow, Hard Traveling Heroes. Now, if you want to know what makes the OG story in this so good, a friend of mine named Jess Bragg was a guest on the World's Finest True Believers podcast and talked about his most influential comic ever, which is the Hard Traveling Heroes original series. Wait, you have the Omni already, or is that the deluxe edition?
That's the deluxe edition.
Oh, okay. Well, should me and Jordan grab our absolutes that we got for $10 on a Barnes and Noble pricing glitch?
Goodness gracious. Jealous.
Because I tried to. They had Preachers 2 and 3 for $10 and the absolute hard traveling heroes, and I added all of them in my cart. And then they canceled the Preacher orders, and then with Green Arrow, I moved it to 2 vault. I ordered 2 and gave Jordan the other one.
Hell yeah.
That was rad.
I've been looking. I always see it from time to time. Right now, I have it in my Amazon cart for $99. I love absolute format, but outside of the oversized format, which this is already the deluxe edition of it, there's nothing new. This is literally they took the deluxe and put it in the absolute.
Oh, so I will have new stuff in this, right?
Well, you're gonna have new stuff because this includes space traveling heroes.
Is that any good?
Jess agreed with me when it was meh. I mean, it is Mike Grell. I'm a huge Mike Grell fan, but this is kind of is Mike Grell not at his peak. It's okay. You can't hold a candle to what hard traveling heroes are. So I mean, it's good. I'm very curious at the first overview because I looked at the table of contents. There seems to be some decent extras in there, so I'm kind of waiting to see how good the extras are to see if I'm going to pull the trigger on it.
And I wonder if we'll be first. We'll see how it goes. I'm trying to be. I know I'll never be first with Marvel books, so I try to be first. We try to be first with the DC ones. You know,
And
that's our little pocket.
Have the cover of My Ward's a Junkie in
Omnibus. Why isn't that the DM cover? Why isn't the DM cover of My Ward is a Junkie?
They probably did not pass standards and practices.
I just love Ollie's attitude in here, where he's always calling people a jackbooted fascist.
Oh, are they?
Yeah. I don't know what jackbooted means.
I know what a jackwagon is.
I know what a jackalope is.
I know what a bandwagon is.
So I feel like we can put it all together and use context clues.
Yes.
But this is the battle of values that shook a nation. Do we know yet? I guess not if there's been no overviews. Did they do any remastering of the colors, or is it the OG colors? Like, because I know sometimes Neil Adams likes to break his
No,
book.
I think they're just taking what they did in the Absolute in the Deluxe Edition, because I mean, I'm looking at my Deluxe Edition right now. I don't see any updates in the colors.
Okay, that's good. Darth Twinkie, our winner of the gift card last week and a dear friend of our Discord. The only real big noteworthy thing you missed is volume 9 of For Better or For Worse, the complete library edition. There's going to be a fire at an apartment, a wedding, a summer vacation where they have to get a job at a veterinary clinic, you know? So and the wedding of a century. So this completes the run. And I just didn't
AKA my dramatic reading of it sold apparently everyone watching on it. They didn't even buy the first 8 volumes. They just wanted 9.
That sales uptick double from what they were previously.
If anyone buys this book, I will pay to ship it to Chris, have him sign it, and then ship it to you.
I mean, sure. Why not?
And then we hit Hard Traveling Heroes, which I'm very excited about. But Jordan, you use the Omni can't have Deluxe Edition on the cover, right?
Correct.
This use the Deluxe Edition one, and I just replaced it with the higher res image of it.
That might have been what was in the solicit.
Yes, probably.
Darth Twinkie actually used to love For Better or Worse.
Hell yeah. Bad comics up, so we know what to get into for volume 9.
Yeah, can you jump into volume 9, or do you need to read volumes 1 through 8? Asking for a friend. Then we have Magic Book 2 Deluxe Edition.
I don't play anymore.
Yeah, is this like a story of the cards? Like, is this the lore?
This is the lore. Because there's supposed to be a huge backstory and lore to Magic. And it's told within the cards as well. Like, I guess the different sceneries that they do or the different prints runs that they have.
Is it your deluxe edition of Hard Traveling Heroes? Because then, yes, you'll need to get it at Organic Price Books, where if you are buying 1 to 3 books, you can save $2 with code Braveboys, or 4 or more, save 5% with Braveboyssit. Is that a good segue?
Yep,
if it's lore, I'll try it. But if it's your deluxe edition of For Better or For Worse, you keep that. You know,
it's the gift that keeps on giving.
I don't have anything to say about this. It's book 2.
Nope.
I bet
got
if we
nothing.
had Bunk here, Bunk or Bunk or a Fifth of Jack, if you're in the chat, tell me what this is about, and because we need to know. It's a newspaper strip, not a lot of lore. You can jump in whenever.
Oh, thank goodness.
I heard every strip of For Better or For Worse was designed to be someone's first comic. So, you know.
So this is supposed to be this is the second this is the last volume collecting the entirety of the Boom Studios Magic comics. The longest continuous run of Magic comic stories ever, plus extras in premium hardcover format. So this collects Magic issues number 13 through 25, in addition to looks like a couple of one-shots.
I feel like it would be cool if they made a deluxe edition for Magic or something, or for Yu-Gi-Oh! Or another TCG that came with like a special printing of a card or something. You know what I mean? As like a little extra.
James, it's about Magic.
Thanks, James.
Magic, the card game, or Magic in general?
The card game.
This looks like that vampire. I think Soren something. I feel like I had that card. But other than that, this guy going into battle just showing off the 6-pack. So, yeah.
What about the guts?
Let's talk about books that we might actually have something more to talk about.
Okay. Not this one. Let's
Not
skip
this one.
What, I don't know. This is a DC book, but she looks like she paints, and that looks like the TV show Teen Titans. Does anybody know about Primer Clashing Colors? We will move on to the next one and go back because we want to actually say things. Punisher Max by Aaron and Dylan Omnibus. New printing. It's going to be 2 covers. There's this one and this one.
I went with the one with Kingpin.
Okay, the DM.
You always do though. I feel like every time there's a DM with Kingpin on it, you get it, right? Like with you and Ultimate Spider-Man.
No, you just like pointing out something that is very lascivious and
lowbrow,
awkward.
And the Spider-Verse movie really did me in for Kingpin. I can't ever see him the same afterwards.
He was massive.
That large.
He was large and in charge. I feel like I kind of like this cover.
It's a good cover. And this comes after the conclusion of the NS run, so we're still waiting on that has not fully come back into print the rest of the NS run. So this follows it, if I'm not mistaken.
So I've never read any Punisher, but this will be the first Punisher book that we read because I know they'll send it to us for the new releases. But can you jump into it without reading the NS stuff? Like, does it stand on its own?
I mean, the good thing about Frank Castle, there'll be some things that they'll refer back to, but I don't think it's impossible necessarily. It's Punisher.
He shoots people and he has a sad backstory. Can we get the solicitation to Primer Clashing Colors? Because we have someone asking, what is that?
Yes, I will do that right now. All right, so Ashley wants nothing more than to be taken seriously as a superhero. She can't help it, and things don't always go as planned. And when the Teen Titans roll into town chasing after their infamous nemesis, Deathstroke, Ashley just knows this is her chance to prove that Primer has what it takes to join the team. The only thing is, her parents still expect her to go to school and finish her homework. Typical dad and Yuka, mom stuff. And best friend Luke keeps acting so weird every time her Titan dream gets brought up. But Ashley has it all figured out. If only they would just see that she can do this. The new girl at her school, Violet, thinks Primer is the best. So why doesn't everyone else get it? Will Ashley learn what it means to be both a team player and a trustworthy friend, all while battling her newest foe? Check it out in Primer Clashing Colors.
Okay, so I Googled Primer. This is her power. She acquires new powers based on what color paints she smears on her skin. That gives me so much anxiety because I hate when things get on my skin. Primer is not the book for me. But if it is
not the book for me.
God bless you. Back to Punisher on a completely different spectrum of tone. We have Punisher Max, which chat, let us know. Do you like the regular cover or the Steve Dillon cover? That is a nice blue though, I'll give you that.
I like the juxtaposition of both of them.
And
it's Steve Dillon, who is one of the best Punisher artists. So
Heck yeah, I'm excited for my first Punisher book. Moving on, we have Rom. Now, I gotta be honest, I bought Rom with the hype and the FOMO, and I got through the first issue, and I was like, that's okay. And I feel like I heard pre-orders aren't great on this volume 3. Do you think people are over? Do you think like the Rom hype is over?
Well, it's the last volume, so this will fully collect. If you have gotten the first 2, this concludes the collection of Rom in oversized format for the first time. Again, it's an acquired taste, Rom in particular, because I remember when I was talking with Omar in the sense of like if he had to recommend either Micronauts or Rom, what would it be? And it just depends on preference. I think from what I gather from other people, where it comes down to is Micronauts is more kind of a more epic story and maybe it's better writing. But again, I mean, for the FOMO's sake, I mean, yeah, if you're into it, but this is something I passed on. It was not my cup of tea.
Doug Collector's hot take is the epics of Rom is going to kill the omnibus, plus all the FOMO is over.
Yeah, for the first volume, I mean, it was the best-selling one of all time for Marvel.
Yeah, they certainly had a lot of covers. I gotta say though, I'm leaning towards the DM cover on this one. That just looks epic.
Yeah.
Well, it's Bill Sienkiewicz, so I mean, it's like painted.
Yeah, the
so I think
look sick.
I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell JP I want the original cover just so I get the DM cover.
Okay, that sounds like a good plan. It seems to work.
That's my best chance. But yeah, it'll be weird because I have the first ROM. I didn't get the second one, so it's gonna bug me till the end of time that I don't have ROM 2. But I also
don't have the first one. I don't have the second one. I don't have the third one. Nothing bugs me.
Did you get Micronauts? Or did you get neither?
I didn't get. No, it's just that those were both things that just kind of passed me by, so I have no attachment to it, and so FOMO really didn't capture me.
Yeah. But if you love ROM, I mean, they're only is it like DC versus Marvel where they're never reprinting it, or?
Well, the interesting thing besides this is that this is the first time that particular issue of Incredible Hulk has been collected in anything.
Oh wow! So that's exciting for the Hulk fans.
Because it's ROM. That's why it's never been collected. Yeah, they haven't been able to reprint it. So if you're the Hulk fans, you really want that Hulk issue. Here you go.
I feel like someone's gonna buy it, take the Hulk issue out, and then bind it into their Omni.
I would not put it past fans to do that.
Hasbro is making a ROM figure again. That's pretty cool.
They should.
Jake, I've read all of ROM. I love it. It's not for you. You wouldn't get anything out of it. No, he's probably not even joking. There's our classic line.
It's not for you.
I just felt like the first issue was like he didn't get along with humans, and it felt like he just wanted to be loved. And I was like, I don't know if I love you enough to read issue number 2. No offense to Rom. Then we have the Batman First Night, which this looks like a post. Is this in the Elseworlds Batman thing, or was this in the Elseworlds Batman?
No.
Book?
So this no. This was a really cool idea, and in the format they put it in was really, this is Dan Jurgens getting to write Batman with Mike Perkins and putting it in a pulp noir take on the Caped Crusader. So it's set in 1939 when he debuted. So it's really cool. The art is really cool. Getting to see Dan Jurgens kind of take on the Caped Crusader in this era, it was really fun. It's a cool book.
Oh, it's Black Label. That Batman skin is sweet, though.
The art alone, I could definitely. I mean, it's Dan Jurgens writing, but the art is really, really top notch in this book.
I also love Batman in the past. Like, even if Batman's not in it, like Gotham City Year One was rad, you know. But or the new Batman animated show where it was in the past, you know. I feel like he's timeless, you know.
Yeah.
Jordan, you're gonna get this right. You're all about OG Batman.
I'll love it. I'll get it. Put it next to a Golden Age Batman omnibus I don't have.
Yeah, does this Batman use guns also, or no?
This one actually does look sick.
Yeah, and it's going to be in that kind of Black Label. So if you have like Catwoman, Lonely City, Wonder Woman,
Death of Big Sage.
Yeah, so it's going to be in that kind of, I think, trim, from what I understand.
Was that our last? Oh, here we go. A big one for a lot of people. Wildcats Compendium Book 1, which has So who are the creators on this one? Because there's all kinds of stuff, right? This isn't the stuff in the Jim Lee Absolute, right?
This is the Jim Lee. This is
Yep.
the OG run.
Mm-hmm.
See, I told someone, they said, should I get the Wildcats Absolute? And I said, there's a compendium coming out soon. You should try it. And if you like it, then go for the Absolute. But he said that collects different stuff. And I just believed him. I didn't even fact check him.
This is the OG Image Wildcats run that Jim Lee created and started.
So, does this collect more than the Absolute?
Yes. I'm pretty sure it does.
Okay.
I'm trying to find. Yeah, they don't in the solicitation. At least the stuff I'm looking at on different sites, it doesn't list how much is in it. I'd have to probably dig around a little bit.
Do you think it has any of those cool triple fold-out pages like the Absolute has?
Oh, I hope so.
That'd be so awkward.
With the amazing writing, right?
Dude, so how do you guys feel about compendiums? Because some people hate compendiums. They're like, if you want your book to crinkle into dust with it sitting on your bookshelf, get a compendium. But every compendium I've ever got that was spelled correctly has been in great condition. And
it's all a matter of how you treat it. I mean, when it comes down to it, if you're going to basically put it down on the table and stretch it constantly, it's going to break. Or if it doesn't, you're very lucky. So here are the contents for it. Contains Absolute Wildcats by Jim Lee #1, Team 1 Wildcats 1 through 2, Team 1 Stormwatch 1 through 2, Wildcats 0 and 15 through 20, Wildcats Sourcebooks #1 and 2, Wildcats Special 1 through 3, and Wildcats Covert Teams 1 through 3.
Okay.
Okay. So very similar. I mean, for the most part, they're almost like 1-to-1.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like Wildcats, or was it not your tempo?
I like the art.
I read Wildcats '1 and I went, this isn't for me. And
this is definitely for Jake.
Oh no, it's not.
That 90s Jim Lee. It's gorgeous though. I mean, that's what everyone says, and it's because it's just true. I mean,
I'm happy I got the Absolute for a screaming good price because JP was like, are there any Absolutes you're missing? And I told him, and he goes, yo, I have this one sealed. Do you want it for cover? And I was like, cha-ching, because that book goes for a pretty penny.
It does. And again, you're not getting it for the writing in this case.
Yeah, you're getting it for the art. And don't you want that oversized? If you want that regular sized art in a compendium, get Wildcats Compendium. Labruski, you were here early, but you probably left to go to the other stream. But it's okay, you're back. And there are upcoming DC Compact comics coming out soon. I think in the summer is the next wave.
Mm-hmm.
So those have been good for us. I think that was the last one. Let me check. I think there's like 2 left. Yeah. I don't know anything about these last 2 books. Do you guys know anything about them?
Nope. I mean, I was not a big into the Valiant verse, so I'm not throwing shade. It passed me by.
Well, that brings us to our hour, guys. We want to remind you one last time, OPB has a massive sale, which is linked in the description.
Huge.
50% off 133 books until November 8th with free shipping. Guys, where can they find you?
Chris, you go for it.
You can find me on all the socials at Chris Balga. Again, I am the co-host of Marvel Alliance. You can find that on all your podcast feeds by just searching Marvel Alliance, and you can see our video version of the show by searching the Geekverse Podcast YouTube channel.
I was going to ask if you picked one book for this week to get, what would it be? But we clearly know.
We'll take a guess.
If we're not counting the comic strip we all fell in love with, for better or worse, I'm gonna say Punisher Max is the one you're most looking forward to, right?
Yes, because that's what I did pre-order out of this stack. So yes, I would say yes.
There we go. Jordan, tell us what book you're looking forward to and where they can find you.
Yeah, the book I'm most looking forward to, in all honesty, I think is probably going to be the Batman First Night, because that does look real cool. You can find me on The Brave and the Boys or Braveboys Beyond. I do both of those channels. You could also find me over, I kind of said it jokingly earlier, on the Upscale Audio YouTube channel if you ever want to hear Jake and I talk about, audiophile speakers and whatnot. So. And,
that's cool. It shows that we got 1 like on Facebook. If you guys are watching on Facebook, also caress that like button because it shows
Yay.
up. That's cool. That's cool. Oh, I can see it. We got 1 person on the OPB YouTube, 17 on the Brave and the Boys YouTube, and 1 person on the OPB Facebook. Well, everyone, thank you so much for watching. You can find me on the Brave and the Boys and on the Organic Price Books channel, where I do the non-DC books that wouldn't perform as well on our channel, because our channel really only wants DC from us. You know, they don't want variety.
Where's Titan
But
Tuesdays coming back?
everyone wants Titan Tuesdays back, but Dom got too big for me. His star shines so bright that it outgrew me. But everyone, have a great day. Keep reading and stay brave.
Bye.